Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us.
It's great to be back.
So today we're going to be
Jumping into some pretty wild stuff.
we're going to be looking at Pastor Jerry Eze's Strange Acts of God YouTube show.
Definitely strange.
For those who haven't seen it, it's basically people sharing these incredible stories.
Incredible, and they all attribute these experiences to their faith.
Right. And for this deep dive, we're focusing on the week of November 25th to December 1st.
Yeah, some pretty intense stuff happened that week.
Oh yeah, we're talking about like regenerated organs, sudden career leaps.
Like out of nowhere.
Yeah. And even multiple pregnancies.
After years of,
Infertility.
it's a lot.
Yeah. Pretty wild, right?
Absolutely. And what's even more fascinating is where these testimonies are coming from.
Oh yeah.
We're talking Ghana, Nigeria, even Canada.
It's like all over.
It really shows you how these themes of faith, they're universal.
Yeah.
And how powerful belief can be.
For sure. So are you ready to dive into some of these stories?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start with the one that I don't know, just kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
Organ regeneration.
I mean, come on.
Multiple women testified that their, get this, surgically removed ovaries have reappeared.
Like, poof.
Yeah. And there's even one case of a uterus.
I know. Growing back.
It's where things get really interesting,
Yeah.
From a medical perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
The idea that organs can just regenerate like that, I mean,
Well, it's unheard of.
yeah. Like, for example, the ovaries.
Right.
Those are complex. They produce eggs, they produce hormones.
Important stuff.
Essential.
Yeah.
And once they're removed, the body just,
Doesn't grow them back.
there's no known way.
Let's get into some specifics. So there's Sister Empha from Ghana.
Okay.
She had a CT scan,
All right.
and it confirmed that both of her ovaries were there,
Wait, both.
even though one was missing before.
Wow. Okay, what if
Then there's Sister Victoria.
another one, also from Ghana? Her ultrasound showed that her left ovary, which had been removed, was back.
No way.
Yeah. And get this, there's another Sister Victoria. This one's from Nigeria.
Okay.
And she just casually mentions that her uterus, which was surgically removed years ago, regrew.
Oh, like it's no big deal. It really begs the question.
Yeah.
Are we misunderstanding these medical records?
Right. Or could there be something else going on?
Something beyond what we understand about the human body.
So what do you think as you're hearing these stories? I mean, is it possible
It's a tough one.
that our scientific understanding is just, incomplete?
I mean, it's possible, or maybe there's just a simple explanation that we're missing.
That's true.
We need to be open to the possibility of the extraordinary, but we also have to,
Be realistic.
grounded, think critically.
Yeah. So I guess it's about finding that balance.
Definitely. Between being open to, to these incredible possibilities, but also not abandoning what we know from science and medicine.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And what I find so fascinating about all of this is that these stories force us to consider, where do those boundaries lie?
Exactly. Where does science end and something else begin?
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. So let's move on to another wild theme that we saw pop up in these testimonies.
Hit me.
Career miracles.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not just talking about regular promotions here.
No.
We're talking quantum leaps.
Like years ahead of schedule.
People landing positions they never, ever would have thought they could get.
And here's the thing. It's interesting how often these career breakthroughs are tied to prophecies
Oh, yeah.
or aligning with, spiritual declarations. It's like going beyond just positive thinking.
Right.
It suggests that the word spoken with faith and conviction,
Yeah.
it can have a real impact.
Okay, so let's break down a couple of examples here. So we have Sister Nkiru from Canada.
All right.
She claimed Pastor Eze's birthday prophecy about career elevation.
Okay.
Within 5 months, she got promoted to director. Then, get this, 6 months later, she became the general manager.
No way. That's huge.
It's crazy, right? And she specifically mentioned that she used the prophecy in her prayers.
So she was actively using that. That's interesting. Do you think that maybe, believing in that prophecy so strongly, do you think it might have influenced her actions?
You mean made her bolder or something?
Yeah, more confident.
It's a good point. Maybe it helped her see opportunities that she wouldn't have even considered before.
Right, like maybe she just had this newfound confidence to go after what she wanted.
Yeah. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Exactly. Belief shapes action. Action shapes outcomes.
I like that.
It's pretty cool, right?
All right, there's another career testimony that I thought was really interesting. Sister Hanu from Nigeria.
Okay, tell me about it.
So she suddenly gets flooded with multiple job offers,
Ah,
like internationally.
wow. Talk about good problems.
All right, and it's fascinating how all these opportunities seem to just come to her.
It's like they were seeking her out, you know? It really makes you think, is it all just chance? Or is there something more at play here?
Like an unseen hand guiding everything.
Maybe there's some force connecting, intention and belief and opportunity and
In a way that we don't even understand.
exactly, it's a lot. It is, but let's not get too deep into the metaphysical yet.
Okay, fair
Okay.
enough. You mentioned earlier that there might be some more down-to-earth explanations for some of these stories.
Oh, absolutely.
So what are some of those explanations? Like how might someone who's maybe a bit more skeptical, how might they approach these testimonies?
Well, I think, we have to consider things like cognitive biases, for
Okay.
example, confirmation bias.
Hmm.
People tend to focus on information that confirms what they already believe.
Oh yeah, like sure.
So if someone strongly believes in the power of prayer,
Mm-hmm.
they might be more likely to see any positive outcome as a result of that prayer,
Like seeing patterns where there aren't any.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then there's the placebo effect,
Oh, right.
which is real. It's powerful.
Like the mind can really influence the body.
Yeah. Belief can really impact our well-being.
So you're saying even without bringing in like supernatural stuff, the power of belief itself could explain some of these outcomes.
Absolutely. The way our minds and beliefs shape our reality, that's pretty amazing on its own, right?
It is. It's powerful. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about something really personal, really emotional. Infertility.
Mm.
We came across so many testimonies from women who shared their stories.
It's heartbreaking, really.
Years of waiting, failed treatments, the emotional toll of longing for a child.
It's a deep desire, to create a family.
For sure. And these women showed so much strength,
So much perseverance.
holding on to their faith even when things seemed impossible.
And what's really interesting is that their stories often go beyond just conceiving a child.
Oh, really?
They talk about specific details, visions, even premonitions about the child or children they would have.
That's wild.
Yeah. Let's look at Mrs. Elizabeth from Germany, for instance.
Okay.
She struggled with infertility for 12 years. She went through 6 IVF attempts. All failed.
Oh my gosh.
But then she testifies to having a baby boy.
Finally.
Yeah. And silencing everyone who doubted her.
That must have felt incredible.
It's all about resilience, right? Holding on to that hope even when it seems like there's no reason to.
I think it also speaks to the pressure that women especially face with infertility.
Absolutely. The societal expectations, the judgment.
Yeah. So it's like her triumph isn't just personal. It's like a victory over all of that.
Exactly. And it takes so much strength to hold on to your faith when everyone around you is doubting you.
It really does. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have another incredible story about overcoming infertility. Sister Doris from Nigeria.
Tell me.
She waited even longer. 17 years.
Wow.
2 failed IVFs, 1 failed IUI,
Oh, man.
and then she gives birth to triplets.
Triplets.
2 boys and a girl.
Yeah.
And she had envisioned this. Like, she actually talked about downloading a picture of it.
Wait, what? Downloading? That's fascinating. It's almost like a precognitive experience.
Right. Like, she knew it was going to happen.
Maybe there's a deeper connection between our minds, and how things unfold in our lives.
Yeah, it's like she had access to some kind of blueprint or knowledge that was beyond her conscious mind.
Exactly. It really makes you wonder about intuition, precognition, all of that.
Like, what if our subconscious minds have a way bigger influence on our reality than we think?
The possibilities are mind-blowing, right? This downloading thing, it keeps coming up.
I know. It's such a powerful image, right?
Yeah, it's like they're accessing this realm of possibilities that's like beyond what we normally see.
Totally. And it's so specific, too. It's not just like, oh, something good is going to happen.
No, it's like very precise, aligned with what they wanted and what they declared.
Like Sister Doris. 2 boys and a girl, right in the middle, just like she downloaded.
Exactly. Makes you think about visualization, Like
Yeah.
maybe we have more power to manifest things than we think.
Could be. Maybe these testimonies are showing us that there's more to this whole thought, belief, reality connection than we understand.
It's a question that people have been asking forever, like, are we just passive observers in life, or do we actually have a hand in shaping things?
I'm starting to feel a little overwhelmed, to be honest. Like, we've got organs reappearing, careers taking off, infertility being reversed.
It's a lot, yeah.
What stands out to you so far? Like, what's the biggest takeaway?
I think it's the range of these strange acts. Like, it's not just one area of life. It's health, careers, relationships.
Even reality itself, right?
Exactly. It's like, hey, even this is possible. It makes you question everything you thought you knew.
For sure. So how do you make sense of all this? Like with a scientific worldview, science is all about evidence and reason.
Right. And there are definitely things that science, as we know it, can't explain yet. Maybe these testimonies are anomalies. They challenge the current framework.
So we need to expand our understanding of science.
Maybe. Or maybe we need different models of reality, ones that consider like forces or energies that we don't fully grasp.
Like quantum physics. That stuff is wild.
Exactly. It's already turning our ideas of the universe upside down, showing us that reality might be way more fluid and interconnected than we thought.
It's like we're barely scratching the surface.
Right. So approach this stuff with a sense of wonder,
Yeah.
and humility, because there might be a whole lot more going on than we can see right now.
Okay, let's be real. Some people are going to hear these stories and just roll their eyes. How do you respond to the skeptics, the ones who say it's all just coincidence or delusion?
Well, first, we have to be empathetic. Like, these are real people sharing their experiences, and their faith is real to them. To dismiss that just because it doesn't fit our understanding can be hurtful.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance, respecting people's beliefs, but also thinking critically.
And remember, these aren't meant to be scientific proofs. They're personal stories shared within a community of faith.
So maybe it's not about proving or disproving the supernatural?
Maybe it's about understanding how powerful belief can be. Like, it might shape our reality in ways that we don't even fully comprehend yet.
One thing that struck me is the tone of these testimonies. It's not all doom and gloom.
Oh, no, not at all. They're joyful, excited.
They're almost like laughing in the face of these impossible situations.
Exactly. Celebrating these unexpected blessings, these miracles. It's a reminder that faith doesn't have to be rigid or serious.
It can be fun.
It can be celebratory, even a little wild. It shows how faith can transform your perspective, help you find joy and gratitude even when things are tough.
I started this deep dive with a pretty skeptical mindset,
Uh-huh.
but I'm actually feeling kind of inspired now. Like, these stories are opening up new possibilities in my mind.
That's what happens when you explore the unconventional. It stretches your thinking, makes you question things.
And maybe it shows us that reality is more flexible, more malleable than we give it credit for.
Exactly. It's like these testimonies are saying, hey, don't limit yourself.
Dare to dream big
Believe in the impossible.
and see what happens.
You might be surprised by what the universe throws your way.
It's a powerful message, and I think it speaks to our desire for something more. It's something beyond the everyday, something extraordinary.
We all crave that, right? A reality that's a bit more magical.
Totally. And maybe these testimonies are nudging us in that direction, reminding us to step outside our comfort zones
To embrace the unknown.
and to trust that even when things seem impossible,
Miracles can happen.
it's about living with a sense of wonder, of possibility,
Being open to the unexpected.
and embracing those mysteries that are at the heart of what it means to be human. It's like we're not just watching our lives happen.
We're part of it.
We can actually shape our reality with our thoughts, with our beliefs, with the things we do.
Powerful stuff.
And, something I noticed with the organ regeneration and the career miracles, it's like there's this power in what people are saying.
The spoken word.
Yeah. Like, it's not just thinking positive, it's declaring what you want, putting it out there.
It's like that sets things in motion, Like with Sister Nkiru, she used Pastor Eze's prophecy when she was praying.
Right.
She didn't just believe it, she made it part of her practice. Like she was calling it into being.
And it created all these opportunities for her, things that fit exactly what she was hoping for.
Like a chain reaction, starting with her words.
Her intention amplified.
It's wild. What if we could all harness that? Like, how much could we change if we really focused our words and our intentions?
It's a big question, right?
Yeah.
But these stories, they give us a glimpse of what might be possible.
They hint at this hidden potential we have, maybe to shape our lives and even the world around us.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I have to ask, do these stories change how you see things? Like, what's possible? How do you fit these accounts into your own beliefs?
They definitely make you think, don't they? I mean, I try to be skeptical, look at things critically, But you can't deny the faith these people have, the way their lives were changed. Maybe what we know about reality just isn't the whole picture.
What about miracles? Do you believe in them? Or are they just things we can't explain yet, waiting for science to catch up?
That's a question people have been asking forever, right? I tend to lean on the scientific side of things, but there are definitely limits to what we know. Maybe miracles are just glimpses into something deeper, some level of reality where the rules are different from what we understand.
That's an interesting way to look at it. So for everyone listening, maybe wrestling with these same questions, what advice would you give them? How should they approach these stories, this whole idea of faith and science bumping up against each other?
Stay curious. That's the biggest thing. Approach these stories with an open mind, but also a critical one.
Yeah.
Look at the evidence. Consider different explanations. Figure out what makes sense for you based on your own experiences and beliefs.
Right.
And remember, whether you're following science or faith, the search for truth is a journey.
Not a destination.
There's always something new to learn, to discover, to be amazed by.
I love that. And maybe that's the biggest takeaway here. We don't have all the answers.
There's still so much mystery out there.
So much to explore.
Exactly. Who knows what we'll find?
Well, on that note, thanks for joining us for this incredible deep dive.
It's been amazing.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep believing in the power of what might be possible.
Until next time.